Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन, दंडवत pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Please forgive me for stopping your ecstatic chanting. This is Premi Nandini Devidasi from Ashburn, Virginia. I really appreciate you all joining today and for the morning japa session and for staying with us for the Bhagavatam class. Before we move on, I would like to read something from Sri Uddeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction, text 4. This is from purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami explains how to execute devotional service by giving and accepting prasadam, revealing one's mind in confidence and inquiring confidentially, and by offering and accepting gifts. These 6 loving exchanges are the symptoms of love shared by devotees. When these exchanges are performed in relation to Krishna, they become spiritual and pleasing to the Lord. Our Bhagavatam speaker has already joined. I see Prabhuji on the call. So let's quickly wrap up our greetings. May I know who all have joined the call today?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, and Hare Krishna to all the devotees. This is Surendra from Maryland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Surinder Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you for your association, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji and Hare Krishna to all the devotees on this call. This is Geeta from Maryland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Gita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji and Hare Krishna to all devotees. This is Malini from Ashburn, Virginia. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Malini Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. I welcome you to the call. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Amritamani Devidasi from Augusta, Georgia. Dandot Pranam to you and all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Amritamani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your wonderful association, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prem Nandini Mataji and all the assembled devotees. Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shamarasika Devidasi and Nikunja Das from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Shamrasika Mataji and Nikunjaras Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj, and thank you so much for your wonderful chanting, Mataji, this morning.
Thank you, Mataji. Same to you.
Hare Krishna. All right, I see that Prabhuji is on the call, so before, without any delay, I see that our speaker has joined, so today we are extremely fortunate to have His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhuji joining us from India. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji is going to enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 14, Text 29. Prabhu, whenever you are ready, you may take over the call.
Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakaya
चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं प्रजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सागणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनं च वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुनन्दतारणं परमानंद माधव श्री चैतन्येश्वरं नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठावतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नाम नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचरण निर्विशेषण्यवादी पश्चात् वजस्विनं बलिं जेतं न समर्थोऽस्ति कश्चन भवद्विदो भगवान् वापि वर्जयित्वे स्वरं हरिं विजस्याति न कोऽपि येनं ब्रह्मतेज समाधितं नास्य शक्ता पुरस्ताणुं कृतान्तस्य यथा जना. Neither you nor your men can conquer the most powerful Bali. Indeed, no one but the Supreme Personality of Godhead can conquer him. For he is now equipped with supreme spiritual power, Brahma Tejas. As no one can stand before Yamaraj, no one can stand now before Bali Maharaj. There is no translate purport. Tasma nilayam utsrajya yuyam sarve Trivishtapam Yata Kalam Pratikshanto Yata Satror Viparjaya. Therefore, waiting until the situation of your enemies is reversed, you should all leave this heavenly planet and go elsewhere, where you will not be seen. Hare Krishna. Yesh Vipra Balodarka Sampratyurjita Vikramaha Tesham Evapamanena Sanubhando Vinangshati. Translation: Bali Maharaj has now become extremely powerful because of the benedictions given to him by the Brahmanas. No? But when he later insults the Brahmanas, he'll be vanquished along with his friends and assistants. Purport: Bali Maharaj and Indra were enemies. Therefore, when Brahaspati, the spiritual master of demigods, predicted that Bali Maharaj would be vanquished when he insulted Brahmanas, insulted the Brahman, by whose grace he had become so powerful, Bali Maharaj's enemies were naturally anxious to know when that opportune moment would come. To pacify King Indra, Brahaspati assured him that the time would certainly come, for Brahaspati could see that in future Bali Maharaj would defy the orders of Sukracharya in order to pacify Lord Vishnu Vamandev. Of course, to advance in Krishna consciousness, one can take all risks. To please Vamandev, Bali Maharaj risked defying the orders of his spiritual master Sukracharya. Because of this, he would lose all his property. Yet, because of devotional service to the Lord, he would get more than he expected. In the future, in 8th Manvantara, he would occupy the throne of Indra again. Hare Krishna. Hope you're all doing well, and human life is meant for self-realization. Very few people in this world try to understand the goal of life. Otherwise, what is the goal of life? Anybody? What is the goal of life for anyone? Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Krishna Prema, amazing. Anybody else? For outsiders, what is the goal of life?
To buy more and more material things like more houses, more cars, more opulence.
Enjoyment. Enjoyment of senses. Mind and sensual enjoyment. You know? But they don't know. At any point, it will stop. So human life is only 80, 90, 100 years. In that, as soon as you touch 50, the body starts becoming old, starts giving all the troubles. There is no, in the today's food, there is no strength because earth is plowed with the heavy machinery. So earth is, as was given in fourth canto of Bhagavatam, in Pradhamaraj episode, earth was withdrawing all the nutrition, all the nice things from the planet. That's why today there is not so much nutrition in the body anyway. And whatever little nutrition is there, they were throwing chemicals, pesticides. So that's why, all over the world, stress is an epidemic, cancer is an epidemic. Still, by the power of Maya, people think, I'll be happy. See how wonderful Maya is, right? Maya has the two powers. Prakshepatmaka Shakti, Avarnatmaka Shakti. I told this in this class only, probably last year. Of course, people forget. Prakshepatmaka Shakti means whichever body you attain, by the power of Maya, you think that is the best situation you are in. And nobody wants to leave that body. They try to enjoy. Mosquito thinks that is the best body and let me enjoy. Ant thinks that's the best body, let me enjoy. And nobody wants to leave. So just go and try to chase an ant. Ant runs faster to escape from you because of the attachment. So similarly, when we get human life, though there are a lot of anxieties, still we are very attached to the human body. But very few people on the people in this human life, Manushyanam Sahasreshu, Kaschit Yat Siddhayi Yattam Siddhanam Kaschinvam Vittatvata. Very few people understand the goal of human life. It is because either this lifetime or the previous lifetimes they met a pure devotee or met a sincere devotee. And they opened the bhakti account, which is very, very rare. What is that verse? Brahmanda Pramite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Paye, Bhakti Lata Bija. We are roaming in this Brahmanda, one planet to another planet, one body to another body, for so many lifetimes. But when by the power of association of devotees, we come to bhakti, we understand enough is enough. I should go back to Godhead. Otherwise, many people think it's only one lifetime. Many people think, why should I be worried for next lifetime? Hare Krishna. What is the power? Prakshepatmaka Shakti, whichever body you are in, you try to enjoy. That's the best situation. You try to enjoy that body, don't want to give it up. Avarnatmaka Shakti means what? Avarnatmaka Shakti means even though you have so much knowledge, Maya, but the Maya can pull you down, drag you down, and cover your knowledge. That is the Maya's power. So we need Krishna's grace at every minute, every second. So otherwise what happens? We'll be very absorbed in this mental consciousness. Mental consciousness means mera tera. Who is an enemy? The person who takes everything from me is my enemy. Or person who is trying to take everything from me is my enemy. Because I should have as possessions. I think I can enjoy, I can be happy with that. That's the power of attachment. So that's why, what is that? Bhakti Mukti Siddhi Kame Sakala Ashanta Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Santa. Person who wants to enjoy Bhakti Kami, and a person who wants to attain Mukti, Jnani, person who wants to get Siddhis, Ashtanga Yogi, they're all unhappy. Why? Because they have desires. What is the problem with the desires? Some are satisfied, some we can fulfill, some we cannot fulfill. So we think in future we'll be happy. That day will never come. So Indra, compared to us, Indra rules the heavenly planets for a very long time. How long? 43,20,000 years into 71. That many years Indra rules. So what is that? 43,20,000 into 71 is how much? 306,720,000 years. That's a very long time. 302,760,000 years. Naturally, if you rule for 100 years, you'll be attached. What do you speak if you rule for 1 million years? How many of you agree?
Yes,
That too, there is no, more or less, there is no sin. Things are going on very well. In heavenly planets, there is no sin. But your good karma, you will be spending it. In heavenly planets, everyone wears a garland. And what is that? So you will live in heavenly planets for a very long time. Heavenly planets means non-stop party. But the last year, the garland you wear, the garland will dwindle. सड़ जाता है. That is a sign that is your last year. Then the Mataji will give birth to one child. The pregnancy is only 48, one muhurta. Muhurta means 48 minutes. And the moment child comes, they can give as many children as possible. That is the last year. They can give as many children as possible. Then what happens? Once that last year was over, they fall down. Kshanapунye martilokam vishanti. They come to earth planet again. The problem is you have enjoyed a lot. Now you come to earth, you will try to enjoy again. But what is the problem with enjoyment, material enjoyment? You'll try to enjoy in Sattvagun, slowly you'll come down to Rajagun, slowly you'll come to Tamagun. That's how you degrade. So that's why an intelligent person doesn't want to be entangled into this cycle of birth and death. Enough is enough. What does Krishna say in Gita? Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartino arjuna. Even from, Patala to Brahmaloka. Brahma lives for 311 trillion, 40 billion years. Still, Krishna says, don't go there because birth, old age, disease, death is there everywhere. So the point is, Krishna is telling, don't focus on that, focus on bhakti and just become free from cycle of birth and death. And leave this Brahmanda, leave this universe and come back to spiritual world. Haribol. Spiritual world is 3 times bigger than the material world. And these bodies are anyway temporary. So Indra was ruling for 306,720,000 years. But again, suddenly one day, material world means what? Enemies. Duality. One day it is cold, one day it is very hot. Hot is temporary, cold is temporary. What is that verse in Bhagavad Gita 2.14? Matra sparshasta kaunteya Sitoshna sukha dukkada agama apayano anitya tanti dikshasa bharata. Krishna is telling you are a spirit soul. Everywhere he is telling you are a spirit soul. But in this verse he is telling, tolerate. Tolerate the cold, tolerate the heat. Tolerate the honor, tolerate the dishonor. Tolerate the youth, tolerate the old age. Tolerate good health, tolerate ill health. Tolerate happiness, tolerate distress. They will come automatically. And because like seasons change, happiness and distress, they come and go. So now Indra is replaced suddenly. Then Indra is worried. That's why Brahmanyadhyaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyatena sapapena padmapatramivambhasaha. So what we have to do, we should be like a lotus leaf. Lotus leaf, if you pour water, it will fall down. So detached. If you really want to advance, read 2nd chapter Bhagavad Gita, 54th verse to 72nd verse. Just and apply. Same thing, read 12th chapter Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna says, Yasman no dijte leko, lokman no dijte chaya. What will make Krishna happy? That 4 or 5 verses Krishna gives, starting from I think 15 to 16, something like that. Yomad bhakta samay priya, 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 priya. 4 or 5 verses Krishna speaks. So, and also 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita. So the thing is, why are we attending these classes? Not that something good will happen. Why should we attend these classes? I want to acquire knowledge. Why should I acquire knowledge? So that I want to act on the platform knowledge. For what? Why? That's why anything you do, you should ask this question, why? Why should I do it? You'll go back to Godhead. Okay, then you'll come to know how to do it. Everyone has to ask this question, why? Why should I do this? Why should I do a ritual? Sometimes, Hare Krishna not Hare Krishna, devotees will go to, let me worship that demigod, this demigod. It means what? We don't have faith in the process. Hare Krishna. Agree? So, but of course, it's natural. Nature of the soul is to be happy. When you are displaced, when you are removed from your comfortable situation, naturally will be in anxiety. So Indra, he went to his Guru Brahaspati and said, Guru Maharaj, please, what should I do? But Brahaspati said, no, today is why? How is that Bali Maharaj is so powerful? Bali Maharaj has pleased his Guru. Bali Maharaj has pleased Brahmanas. So if he please Brahmanas, if he please Guru, then we'll also become materially, even materially become successful. Not to speak of spiritual, we'll become spiritually also successful. If you please spiritual master. Guru Krishna Prasade Paya, Bhakti Lata Page. Guru will give Krishna will give Guru, Krishna will show you Guru. And when you approach that, Guru in the Bhakti path, in the path of devotion service, that Guru in the bona fide process, he'll take you back to bona fide process like ISKCON. He'll take you back to Krishna. So we should be Krishna conscious. Recently, when Madhva, Sampradaya sannyasi came, and he made a nice point actually. 2 tracks. One track is Krishna's mercy, another track is your hard work. Keep on working very hard. Can you say only hard work will give the results? No. Can you say Krishna's mercy alone? Krishna will not give you mercy alone without your hard work. Damodar Lila. That's why keep on working hard and keep on looking for Krishna's mercy. But what is very important? Ours is not International Society for Krishna Activity. What is our society? International Society for Krishna
Consciousness.
Consciousness. Means what? So we should be conscious of Krishna. Do you breathe only for, he asked a nice question, do you breathe only for 20 hours? Do you breathe only for 23 hours? No. We breathe 24 hours. If we stop our breathing, we die. We should be Krishna conscious 24 hours. The way we breathe. That is, इसको बोलते हैं Krishna consciousness. अरे वो. Understanding? So important, So Balimara said he got all the power because he pleased Brahmins and Guru. And Sukracharya is from Bhrugumuni. Bhrugumuni lineage. So one day, Brahaspati is very powerful. He's telling in future, he'll offend his Guru. So Brahaspati could predict future what's going to happen. Bali Maharaj will come and ask him land, and his Guru would tell him no, and he would risk his life. Prabhupada is telling, we should risk our lives for Krishna consciousness. Wow. Prabhupada risked his health. Prabhupada left his family. Prabhupada left his family and he walked out and never went. Then he started living in Vamsi Gopal temple. Then Prabhupada, he was living with, with his god brothers. Prabhupada didn't have two dhotis. It was very, very sad time for Prabhupada actually. I mean, sorry, very bad time for Prabhupada, not sad time, sorry. Then Prabhupada started living in Radha Damodar temple. And so over saying, seeing through the window, Rupa Goswami Samadhi, Prabhupada would cook and take prasad. He was living in the temple of Radha Damodar. Then with great difficulty he printed 3 volumes of Chaitanya Srimad Bhagavatam. First volume he wrote, he wanted to print, no money. He had 100, how much rupees? 170 rupees. Somebody said, Hanumat Prasad Pottar, the Gorakhpur press owner is very charitable. If you approach him, probably he may give you money. Then Prabhupada calculated from Vrindavan to Mathura, from Mathura to Lucknow, Lucknow to Gorakhpur, and rickshaw, and come back, all put together, Prabhupada thought 130 or 140 rupees he calculated. What if he doesn't give money? I'm left with only 30 rupees. But Prabhupada risked. He went. Hanumat Prasad Poddar said, I'll give money. I'll sponsor printing of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Same thing, second volume, third volume, with great difficulty printed. Sumati Monarji helped him printing that other volumes. Then it now is already 69 actually. Time is running out. So he requested Sumati Maharaj. He was sitting on her steps for 5 hours. She was going home and said, who is that sitting on our steps? Swamiji is waiting for you. What does Swamiji want? Ticket to America. Swamiji, what do you want? America ticket. Swamiji wants to go to America. Swamiji, come tomorrow. Prabhupada is just, for her, a sadhu writing Bhagavatam. Like a, though you're big for Krishna, in the material world, you're a beggar actually. Prabhupada next day went. Whatever Prabhupada wanted to tell, he would tell to the secretary. And the secretary would go and tell her. And whatever she would tell, he would come and tell Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, this is too much. Finally, he bypassed the secretary. And because secretary was adding his own purport to whatever Prabhupada was telling. Said, Swamiji, they are telling you want to go to America to die. Prabhupada said, he raised his hand, no. They are telling that you are going to America to enjoy. Prabhupada said, what enjoyment? I'm already 70. I'm a sannyasi. Why don't you stay in Vrindavan and write books? Prabhupada said, no. I will not die. Give me one ticket. I said, all right. So she gave ticket. She belong to Pushti Marg. Pushti Marg is actually Vallabhacharya Sampradaya. He gave a ticket. Prabhupada had 2 heart attacks. Seasickness. Prabhupada came to New York. He wrote that song, Krishna Tava Punya Habe Boy. E Punya Koryebo Habe Radharani Kushi Habe. That verse, that song he wrote. No, he never thought so it would be printed. And he wrote that another song in Boston Harbor. Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Ei Gati. My Lord, why did you bring me to this place? Nachao, Prabhu, Nachao Semate. Make me dance. Bhaktivedanta Nam. You gave me this name, Bhaktivedanta. Sardakoro. Sardakoro Baro. If you really gave me if you are the one who gave me this name, I should be known as Bhaktivedanta. Give me strength so that your words penetrate these Westerners' hearts. Hare Krishna. He risked. He had 2 heart attacks, his sickness. Like Balimara is going to risk in future. Prabhupada also risked. And he was living in downtown Manhattan, Bowery. His belongings were stolen. No place to stay. He was tested too there also. But then Krishna gave everything back. Prabhupada said, Krishna took everything from me and tested me. Later, Krishna gave everything to me and tested me. By His grace, I passed both the tests. See Prabhupada face. By His grace, I passed both the tests. That's why his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur would always speak that. But if Krishna, always he would say this line, if Krishna's mercy is there, this year we'll go to Yatra. If Krishna's mercy is there, we'll start another center. If Krishna's mercy is there, we'll run this place. Why? Krishna's mercy is very important. Without Krishna's mercy, we cannot do anything. Who is inspiring you from within? Krishna. Matta Smriti Jnana Apohanam cha. Sometimes tests, they're tougher for us. But when we stand for it, then Krishna will, give the results. End of the day, we don't take anything from this world anyway. What do you think? So Bali Maharaj, so the future story is Aditi was very unhappy that the children were displaced. They lost all the positions, the power of attachment, even in heavenly planets. See, attachment is natural. But should be attached to Krishna. If we do not spiritualize our attachment will bring us back again and again and again. So Bali Maharaj risked. Actually, Bali Maharaj was, on the very face of it, was a loser. But because he risked his life for the pleasure of Krishna, Vamandev gave him all the benedictions. That's what's the goal of life. Atapumbi Dvija Sreshta Varnasrama Vivagasa Swanusita Shadharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Whichever Varna you are, whichever ashram you are, whether you are engineer, doctor, professor, actor, simple householder, what is the goal of life? Pleasing Krishna. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Dharmaswan Sita Pumsam Vishwaksena Kadasya Utpadayed Yati Ritim Shramevahi Kevalam. First canto of Bhagavatam says, you are working a lot, working very hard to make money. So, if your work is not for the pleasure of Krishna, and your hard work is not triggering, not invoking if not invoking the desire to listen about Krishna, their hard work 9 to 5 job, Sramevahi Kevalam, it's a useless endeavor. So our hard work should, for that to happen, for our hard labor 9 to 5 job, what we should do? We should utilize that money in the activities that will please Krishna. When can we make our work into worship? When can we convert karma into karma yoga? For that, the money that we obtain through our work, a portion should be given to spread Krishna consciousness. Second thing, after hours, after work hours, what are you doing? You should spend after work hours in Krishna consciousness. Means making our family Krishna conscious. Reading, going for book distribution, or taking good rest so that the body is ready to, ready to do Krishna conscious activities the next day. So what do you do after work? And how do you spend the resource, how do you spend the Lakshmi that you earn will decide whether your work is worship or not. If you are using only just for accumulation is a bank account that will not come with us. But bhakti is a bank account that will come with us. Bhakti is a bank account that will come with us. So, so Balmara actually risked his life in a big way. They're going against the will of Guru, who has actually revived him. That's a big test for Bali Maharaj. Actually, he was killed in a battle, but Sukracharya is the one who revived him. And Sukracharya is the one who performed this Viswajit Yajna. Sukracharya is the one who got him all the chariot, the horses, the quivers, the bow and arrows, everything. But can you imagine how much difficulty Bali Maharaj would have gone through? Saying no to Sukracharya. How could he say no? That is the power of association. Whose association? Prahlad Maharaj, Guru. Grandfather's association. Grandfather is a pure devotee. So because of grandfather's pure association, he could say no to that Guru who brought him all this material success. Wow. That is Prahlad Maharaj. So that's why we need to have a strong association. Like, when you're starving or when you're thirsty in the desert and somebody has water, you run to that person to take water. We should run to the temple to hear the lectures, to hear about Krishna. We should run to do service. Should run to hear, Shravanam Kirtanam. The Navida Bhakti, we should do it. With great respect, serve others, serve devotees. So that we preserve that attraction for Krishna and Krishna's stories, Krishna's name, his form, his qualities and pastimes. That's possible. We should have that strong desire, actually. That's why service and chanting are inseparable. In Gaur Lila, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, chant the name all the time. That one person, this Brahman in Puri, he would go to toilet. So he was such a simple person. Krishna was dancing all the time on his tongue. Now, those days there were no toilets. He would go in the public fields. So this Brahmana would hold his tongue. How can I chant Krishna's name? Well, evacuating. He would hold his tongue. But still he couldn't. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Then he was still, Krishna was liking to dance on his tongue. He wouldn't stop, but he was still thinking, this evacuation and chanting, it's like sinful. Because, I'll contaminate the holy name. A boy Gopal saw him. I said, why are you doing this? The Brahman said, I'll contaminate my tongue. No, Lord Chaitanya said, you will not contaminate your tongue. Don't you remember what Lord Chaitanya said? Lord Chaitanya said, Kirtaniya Sadahari. Chant the name of Krishna all the time. Nobody, the holy name is spiritual. Nobody can contaminate it. You can chant Krishna's name at any time. So really, thank you. So he would evacuate it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased when he heard this. And he really, he said, Lord Chaitanya made him Gopal Guru. Gopal Guru became a big guru in our Sampradaya later. And spread the glories of holy name. So the point is, as we slowly mature in bhakti, our spiritual activities should be performed with maturity, with gratitude, with affection and love for Krishna, rather than just doing it as a ritual. These are the few points that are coming to my mind. So yes, Bali Maharaj risked his life and lost everything momentarily. But Vamandev said, no. He'll go to Sutala planet. I'll be his gatekeeper. Then next Indra, he'll be the next Indra. Hare Krishna. He'll be the next Indra, and he'll be the, yeah, so all the benedictions. He'll become, actually, what is another biggest benediction? Can anyone guess? He'll become the Mahajan. Out of the 12 Mahajans, one Mahajan is Bali Maharaj. And what does Bali Maharaj represent? Out of Navya Bhakti, Atmanivedanam. Surrender. Full surrender. He gave everything. Even the Guru is telling he'll take everything, Lijiye my Lord, take it. And he gave it. That is how eternally he became famous as a Mahajan of, one of the Mahajans of Krishna. Eternally became famous for, personally for Atmanivedanam, Bhakti. That's why anything anybody would sacrifice for Krishna, nobody is the loser. So 2 more minutes. Jagabandhu Prabhu, was Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur disciple and Prabhupada godbrother. Jagabandhu Prabhu sold everything. He sold his home, everything. And what he did? He purchased that land and constructed a temple, Bagh Bazar Gaudimat. And Saraswati Thakur, so many areas he mentioned the sacrifice. Actually, Jagabandhu Prabhu did not even have a home later. Did not even have a home to stay. Saraswati Thakur told him, you come and stay in our temple. Actually, Jagabandhu Prabhu with his family, with his wife and kids, he would stay in the temple. Actually, he died in the temple only. Hare Krishna. So that's how we should try to please Guru and Krishna. That is Samsiddhi Haritosha. Should try. Keeping a desire is important. Chant the holy name, serve devotees, follow the process. Eventually, Krishna will facilitate. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Many times I mentioned it. What is that? Prabhupada would stay in the Radha temple, and this old lady would come. She would bring only tumbler of water, Yamuna water. My Lord, bhakti nahi, bhakti karne ke liye shakti bhi nahi. Bhakti nahi, bhakti karne ke liye shakti bhi nahi. My Lord. Take this tumbler of water. Wow. Prabhupada appreciated. Krishna would accept that water every day. And Krishna accepts you, Krishna accepts your service, Krishna is accepting you. Haribol. Any question or comment, otherwise we'll end it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for wonderfully explaining these words. I'm just gonna repeat a few points that you said. That human life is meant for self-realization, and then you explain prakshepa patmaka shakti and avaranatmaka shakti of Maya. And then you said if you please Brahmana and Guru, Guru Maharaj, you will be successful materially as well as spiritually. And without Krishna's mercy, we can't do anything. And Krishna is the one who is inspiring us from within. And goal of life is to please Krishna. And if your work is not for pleasure of Krishna, then it is shram eva hi kevalam. It's just useless endeavor. And only the bhakti is one account that's gonna go with us. And this story of Bari Maharaj is inspiring us to for Atmanivedanam, looking into Atmanivedanam, because he became a Mahajan. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I'm not gonna ask any question at this point. I'm gonna open the floor to anyone who has questions. My Dandavat pranams to you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, thank you so much for summarizing and highlighting the main points of today's class. Very, I must say that's very helpful. Prabhuji, I wanted to ask you, and I think we have gone over this a few times, but I'm still not clear about, yes, the goal of life is self-realization, and but this differentiation between getting punya and going to heaven, like today you highlighted that, you get garlands and you stay in heaven, and is like most of us are we do punya, right? And very few of us, I mean, in the normal world, I'm talking about, they do bhakti and try to get into the path of self realization. So, most of us, so how do you differentiate between the two? And, if you can break it down, I would be very grateful. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Break it down between what? Punya and?
And I mean, there is some overlap between getting punya and self realization, is it?
No, there is no overlap. Self-realization happens by Bhakti Yoga process. So Bhakti Yoga means you perform bhakti for the pleasure of Krishna. Punya means you do an activity to get punya. You do a good karma to you do a good karma for the good karma so that you will go to heaven and enjoy. Or you do good karma for your mental pleasure. That will get you punya. But the same activity if you do for the pleasure of Krishna, that will give you bhakti. Okay.
So, any good deed that we do, and I mean, if we mentally offer it to Krishna, that becomes pleasing
Bhakti.
Krishna. And but
Yes.
if we do the good karma, which we try to do, we try one tries, but doesn't remember the Lord, then that becomes punya. Is that right?
No, the second line is a little change. You do the activity for your mental or physical or emotional pleasure, you do that, then that will become punya. When Krishna is not there, it will become punya for sure.
So
Or if
basically, remember the Lord and do the activity, it becomes for the pleasure of Krishna.
you offer that the result of that activity to Krishna's pleasure, then it'll become bhakti. If not, it'll become punya. I'll give an example. You are giving a charity. If you give the charity for the pleasure of Krishna, that will become bhakti. You are giving food for your mental pleasure because this is an anniversary, your marriage anniversary, your grandfather's death anniversary, whatever. You are doing it for the pleasure of grandfather. There is no Krishna in that. Or you are giving your marriage anniversary, you are doing it for the pleasure of your husband, you are giving charity. This will all constitute punya. But you are giving prasad distribution for the pleasure of Krishna because it is marriage anniversary. That will get you bhakti. Clear?
Yes, Prabhuji, very clear. So,
Thank you.
Prabhuji, can you offer it? I know it's a dumb question, but can you offer to Krishna after the activity is done? You realize later?
Yes, why not? But the best thing is uh, offering it with the right motive, even at the beginning, is better. I'll tell you a
Yes.
small story. One Brahmana he purchased, muri, kurmura,
Yes,
muri bean.
Prabhuji. Yeah, in Bengal, they have a lot of muri. Yeah.
So muri, this Brahmana, you know, he developed a desire to eat muri. So the idea is to bring it home, offer it to Krishna and eat. But suddenly his senses were so agitated. On the way to his home, suddenly developed desire to eat. He put his hand in the muri bag and took it out and he is about to eat. Air came and blew his muris away from his hand. When the muris were flying, he's telling Krishna, no, Krishna, take it, Krishna, take it. that is not bhakti because anyway it's going from your hand. So you're telling, you're understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji, very clear. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So instead, you have a desire to eat, so bring it, offer muris to Krishna and eat. That is fine. But higher consciousness is bring it home, offer muris to Krishna, give it to everyone, and at the end, if something is remaining in it, that is bhakti, better bhakti. Offer muri. Third case, offer muris, and give it to everyone. You don't eat. You offer muris. You bring muris only for the pleasure of Krishna. That is the highest.
Thank you,
Hare.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else? Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have two questions. One is related to the class. In higher planetary planets, like the residents, do they don't know, like they are enjoying and their karma, good karma is just going down and down, and one day it will go, it will vanish? And second question is, do the residents of Vaikuntha, uh, they have a spontaneous love for the Narayana form?
So second question is, without attaining love for Narayan or any Krishna's form, you cannot enter Vaikuntha planets. That is the answer for second question. So the answer is yes, they do. Only after attaining love for Krishna only, or Krishna or Vishnu Tattva, you will go to the respective planet in Vaikuntha. That is the answer for second one. First question you answer is, in Vaikuntha, there is no sin. So, you know, um, because there is no, so whatever, people, of course, they are pious also. Then the pleasure is very high there. So, pleasure is very high. So, what happens is, yeah, they're in Sattvagun, no doubt, but they're Karamishita Bhaktas. So in the end, all they're very empowered, but they live for a very long time. I said, right? 302,720,000 years. That's very long time. So, like this metal world, some people are presidents, some people are prime ministers. The same thing, heaven planets, but they are situated in Sattva Guna. So everyone knows the time is coming to an end. We also, devotees also know. Not that they don't have books in spiritual, in the heavenly planets. But the what is that? The attachment. But they are situated in sattva better than us, actually. You're understanding?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Anyone has metal bodies, it has to end. Of course, their body is subtle, not like our gross metal bodies, but their body is subtle body. There's a lot of pleasure. But of course, I have a question for you. Does anyone go to Disneyland to do chanting?
No, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So likewise, when heavenly pleasures are very high, and that too it is allowed. Naturally, you'll try to spend most of your time in enjoyment because the environment is like that. Some people like, Brihaspati and all, not just Brihaspati, there are many people there and they're situated in Sattvagun. So they're pious, very pious.
Yeah.
So they continue their sadhana and they continue their enjoyment also. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, and Prabhuji, you told, like you asked, like do the people go for chanting to Disneyland? So one, like we met some devotees and they go around the world, like they have like a whole year booked previously, like in prior prior only. And when we asked, like, Mataji, you go around the world, so what about your bhakti? What about your sadhana? And that Mataji said, no, Mataji, when we are going, like, it is not like cooking and all. I chant more, my sadhana is good. And then she told, like, oh, we went some place and they saw um, that mini pig, some kind of, and they just took that animal and dipped in hot water and that died. And I said, what were you doing? And she said, no, we were just looking how cruel the society is and all. So I was like, oh, so you are going for like seeing how the world is cruel, and you are going around the world like, okay, you do better chanting and all. So I was just like,
my point behind telling going to Disneyland is,
yeah, we don't go.
Disneyland is a place of
Just some
enjoyment.
enjoyment. Yeah, probably.
People go to enjoy there. Nobody goes to chant. That's why the moral is we don't go to heavenly
Yeah.
planets to chant better rounds.
Yeah, probably.
So after coming back, she's telling how cruel the world is, and she's talking about pigs. She's not talking about Krishna. That is the moral you have to understand.
Yeah, and every time, like prior only, they have like whole year booked. Okay, France, Germany, this, that, China, and that, or like full book. And so we feel like, do we associate with them? Like, because we are not getting anything like every time, like, okay, we are going Venice, we are going there, we are going this. And
We
when
look
we ask,
for
like,
serious devotees, and
yeah,
We look for serious devotees whose goal of life is to genuinely cleanse the heart and make progress in bhakti. You know, for somebody, bhakti, for someone, bhakti is like cilantro in khichdi, you know. You sprinkle little khichdi in bhakti. Sorry, you'll sprinkle little khichdi in, sprinkle little cilantro in khichdi. And likewise, some people want insurance, spiritual insurance. You know, I mean, ISKCON is an organization. There are all the types of people. But if you really want to be serious, look for somebody very serious.
Yeah.
That's what I can tell. Who am I to comment about somebody else bhakti,
Yeah.
especially when I don't know? But usually what we do is, focus. Focus is important.
Yeah,
Any other
Prabhuji.
question?
No,
That's what I
that's why Prabhuji. Yeah, that's why just we think like we can't comment anything, we can't say anything. They are senior. Just we say, okay, that is their way of doing practice. But yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
anyone has any other question? Somebody raised the hand. Yashoda Vatsal.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandak Pranam, Jai Shri
Ah,
Prabhupada.
Yes,
So, Prabhuji, just, I have a little different question. I don't know if this is the right forum to ask, but I was talking to I was in India last month for some treatment and all. So I met one devotee there and they were talking about constantly chanting Krishna's name. I mean to say, even though you are on beats or not on beats. So constantly, and so, and then I also heard few years ago when I was in Haridwar, I was coming back from Haridwar to Delhi. I met one non-ISKCON devotee, but he was a devotee. So he was talking about that is actually carved on my mind for long. So he talked about a stage where even your chanting beads and everything, you go beyond that and you get into a state called as ajapa. So I don't know if this is the right forum to ask that question when you were talking about chanting, but is there something like that one? And then, what are the benefits of it?
Nice question, bro. Thank you. First thing is, Lord Chaitanya, also you would see Lord Chaitanya chanting. Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Natibi. If you go to Vrindavan, Madan Mohan Temple, you will see the beats of Sanatana Goswami. You will see the beats of Rupa Goswami. So the Goswamis are the ardent followers, foremost disciples of Lord Chaitanya. So they have, Lord Chaitanya also would chant on his fingers, and so Sankhya Purvaka means minimum number. So when you can chant minimum 16 rounds, as you have committed to your guru, after that, you don't need to chant. And they said ajapa means continuous. That is fine, but minimum 16 should be chanted on japa, not on, nowadays they're chanting on these finger machines. That's not good. Focus, there won't be any focus. And these are all the shortcuts for downfall, actually. So, no, we don't do that. You chant your 16 rounds on the beats, give guru given beats. Then you put it as then you can other rounds you can chant without beats. That is fine. But minimum should be chanted on that. And this ajapa happens only when Krishna is very pleased with you. Then you'll be chanting it. That's not on your endeavor. Portion is your endeavor. Rest Krishna has to give the mercy. Then only it will happen. Otherwise it won't happen. Experience I'm telling. Does it answer your question?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah, definitely it answers. Very good.
Any other question? Otherwise we'll end it here.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for the wonderful class, Prabhuji, about Bali Maharaj and how he made the right decision because of his association with Prahlad Maharaj. Prabhuji, we also hear Bali Maharaj is Kripa Siddha. So did the Kripa come from Krishna or from Prahlad Maharaj so that he could make that right decision at the right time?
Basically, he has mercy of his grandfather Prabhu first. He was born in the devotee family. So because he was born in the devotee family, so Lord Chaitanya says to Sarvam Bhattacharya, because of you, why Lord Chaitanya gave mercy to Amugha? Because Lord Chaitanya, he belongs to Sarvam Bhattacharya. Why Lord Chaitanya gave it to Dukhi, the servant maid? Because she was servant maid of Srivas Thakur. These four demons came with Vibhishan. Vibhishan surrendered to Ram. But these demons don't even have an idea of who Ram is, what Ram is all about. They have no knowledge, but they have faith and Vibhishan. So Lord Ram gave mercy not just to Vibhishan, but with the four demons who came with Vibhishan. So likewise, Narsingadev, Prahlad Maharaj passed on, Narsingadev passed on. If you become a devotee, 21 generations, Narsingadev says, they're all delivered. Prahlad Maharaj is only 2 generations later. The next one is Virochan, and the next to his son is Bali Maharaj, so Prahlad grandson is already, he has a qualification to receive mercy of the Lord. Long before he was born, right? What do you think?
Yes, Prabhuji, but in Bhagavatam we see that Prahlad Maharaj actually gave the garland to Bali Maharaj to go fight Indra and all that also. We see, so he was actually blessing Bali Maharaj to go do the war. And so was that the right thing to do at that time?
They're Kshatriyas. Actually, the Virochan was killed. His son was killed. So naturally, killed by Indra actually. So what is that? 2 things. I mean, it's very definitely tough topic, no doubt. But yeah, actually, if you see how it's not mentioned in Bhagavad anywhere, but how Virochan was killed. Virochan was killed. So actually, let me tell you this. Bhagavatam, Indra is fighting with Rudrasur, who is a pure devotee. Rudrasur is a demon. Indra is a devata. Who is pure devotee? Huh?
Vritrasura.
Everyone was praying for death of Rudrasur. Right? And Rudrasur is telling, when Indra threw that mace, Rudrasur caught it. And Rudrasur kicked. When he kicked, the Airavat fell 15 feet away. And Indra lost his hope because Rudra means huge. Rudrasur said, pick up, you will win. Because Vishnu, and Indra lost his faith. Why? Why? Because Rudrasur is huge, reality. But Rudrasur said, I am fighting for the sake of fighting. You, because victory is on your side. Vishnu said you will win. You will win. But my father created me to fight with you. I am fighting for the soul. Rudrasur had more faith on in Vishnu's instructions than Indra actually. So Indra's bhakti is, His Holiness Radhanath Swami says, Karma Mishita Bhakti. Rudrasur bhakti is pure bhakti. And Indra was stunned to hear the verses coming from the mouth of Rudrasur. So Indra became victorious, continued in the cycle of birth and death. Rudrasur was defeated, went back to Godhead. So Bhagavatam doesn't have, you cannot create a prototype for bhakti. So bhakti is bhakti. So Bali Maharaj, naturally as a Kshatriya, he had every right to do, what he had to do for the injustice. That's why Bali Maharaj did that, So, but when Vamandev came, Prahlad Maharaj can detect perfect, and Prahlad Maharaj supported. My Lord, thank you very much. What you have done is perfect. Very interesting. If you see, Krishna came in the form of Narasimha to kill Hiranyakashipu. But he didn't do that with the Bali Maharaj. Why? Prahlad is there. That's why he became a beggar. He stretched his hand and he got the... Krishna can come as in another incarnation and he could defeat Bali Maharaj. No. Bali Maharaj is a grandson of Prahlad. And Prahlad Krishna loves. And Prahlad is living in the palace of Bali Maharaj. So Krishna is telling, all right, I will take. But how? I will become a beggar. And I'll take. But I will glorify him. But I'll take everything. Prabhuji, let me tell you, Krishna is perfect. The medicine he applies is perfect. We can't understand. I can't understand for sure. But Krishna is amazing. What do you think?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So we'll end it here. And Vacha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhyascha Pattanapam Vaishnavya Antakat Vaishnavya Jishla Prabhupada.
Jai.
Krishna Prabhu.
Jai.
Yes,
Grace, Yugal, Kishore, Prabhuji ki
Jai.
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 thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
for such a
Thank you,
powerful class today.
Prabhuji.